So, when I made my Thor 4 review, I got sick. Now when I make my Black Panther review, I get sick. So I'm gonna stop making reviews of Marvel movies now. I figured while I'm sick, I might as well take a look at some dumb shit and react to it. It's just a fun thing. It's just, you know, got me in a generally I'm mad kind of mood, so I'm ready to just take this head on. I know I haven't done one of these videos in a long, long time. I used to have this series on my channel where I'd react to PragerU videos and kind of just go over why they're stupid. I'm not doing that today just because I was looking at PragerU stuff and none of it really jumped out to me as something that I wanted to react to, but I found this. Marriage is between a man and a woman from Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh. This is going to be fun in all of the wrong ways. So let's go. I'm excited. This is part 1 of this video. I'm not watching part 2 because that would take too long and I don't feel like it right now. And this is an ad. Off to a fantastic start.
Joining us online is Matt Walsh, host of the Matt Walsh Show on Daily Wire Plus and star of the massive hit documentary, What is a Woman? Matt recently appeared on...
Oh yeah, I forgot Matt Walsh did that. Matt Walsh made this documentary thing on the Daily Wire website about what is a woman. It's just... yeah, sure. I don't even have the energy to have that debate right now. It's just whoever wants to be. I don't give a shit.
Matt, thanks so much for running the show. Great to talk to you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, the Senate is supposed to bring up for a vote, I believe today, the so-called Respect for Marriage Act, which actually just is not respect for marriage, it's respect for same-sex marriage.
Good job, Ben, for not having any kind of witty comeback at all before, you know, hitting the record button.
The simple fact of the matter is that why would Congress even have to pass such a law, considering that the Supreme Court has already determined that same-sex marriage is the law of the land, other than to get Republicans on record supporting the...
No. Hold on, time out. The reason why this bill is necessary is because what the Supreme Court says can change all the time. We just saw that with Roe v. Wade not that long ago. It got overturned because the Supreme Court currently is very heavily conservative-based for the first time in quite a while. It has a conservative majority, which means that if somebody were to sue somebody for having this, you know, protection for gay marriage, and then it gets all the way up to the Supreme Court, which they're definitely working on because that was like the next agenda item that all the Republicans had on their list. If that gets to the Supreme Court, they can suddenly decide, they actually don't have the right to get married, and then every progress that we've made since, I think, 2013 is just completely washed away from one Supreme Court decision. That's why the law would be more important in this situation. Ben. How old are you?
Man or woman.
Right, it doesn't make any sense. And also, I mean, if you believe,
Matt Walsh
you
can
can
talk.
read the language in that bill and believe that that this is actually going to protect religious liberty, then there's not much we can say to you. That's just that's naivete to the extreme, and it's a you know, a violation of someone's human rights. You know, if someone has a human right to be involved in a same-sex marriage, then it's not hard to see how eventually this comes down to the churches, and they say to the churches, well, you don't have the right to deprive people of their human rights. And you know, the fact...
Whoa, hang on. Okay, first off, that was the longest sentence of all time to say basically nothing. Secondly, the whole reason why this is a stupid argument is because, one, yeah, people should have the right to marry whoever they want, as long as it's consenting and above the legal age of consent. Just because the state can recognize a marriage officially, and a law says that they have to recognize marriages between a man and a woman, doesn't mean that also applies to churches. Because there are two different types of marriages. I think I just saw a video, I think Vosh talked about this a little bit, not that long ago. There's two different types of marriages. One that's recognized by religious, you know, organizations like churches or, you know, whatever the version of a church is for, like, Jewish people or, like, Muslims or whatever. And then you also have the state, you know, recognized marriages. You don't have to get married through a church if you don't want to. You go to a courthouse, you go to Vegas, none of those things are church related, but that doesn't make the wedding any less official. It's still officially considered a wedding by the state, which means you are officially wed and get all the benefits that come with that. That's not saying that the church has to be the people to marry you. That's just saying that the state has to recognize that you are married, and they don't have the right to deny people that. If you want to have a wedding at a church and you're gay, you just have to find a church that's accepting of that, and there are churches out there that will. And most gay people probably don't even care about that in terms of numbers anyway, so this is a dumb argument.
The problem with this particular issue is it's a really poorly written amendment by Mitt Romney, particularly Susan Collins as well. There's another amendment that's been proposed to this.
Oh my god, this is why I can't listen to these people. They just ramble on about nothing for 12 years. These are like professional pundits, and I'm bored. I'm 2 minutes into a 13-minute video, and they have said nothing. They've made no argument whatsoever. All they've said is just, this bad, because we say so, and because it infringes upon religious liberty, which he just said the bill has like a thing in it that says that churches don't have to be the ones to verify the marriage. So then what's the issue here? It's the fact that they are marrying in the first place? Is your issue the fact that the church can't control the entire state or the entire country and say, no, gay people can't get married no matter what? Is that your real concern? Is your real concern that you no longer can dictate to gay people who they can and can't marry? Because that sounds a little bit more like a dictatorship to me than any kind of religious freedom argument. Just because there is religious freedom in the United States does not mean that that religious freedom means that you have the right to tell gay people not to get married because it's against your personal religion. If that's true, then guess what? Just don't get married to another guy if you're Ben Shapiro, or don't get married to another girl if you're Abby Shapiro, whatever his sister's name is. And then guess what? You've solved the conundrum. You're not gay. Congratulations.
It is now apparently the law of the land and societal rule that the only rationale that you would possibly have for saying that a marriage is between a man and a woman is because you're a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim. That's really the only reason at all. That the only reason will allow you to have these crazy beliefs so long as you can show that they're crazy beliefs. So long as you can show that the reason that you believe that marriage is between a man and a woman is because you read it in a book and because you really believe the book. They keep saying sincere religious beliefs. I don't even know how you measure sincere religious.
Okay, whoa, hang on, pardon? So their entire argument up until this point has been an infringes on religious liberty, and then go on to say that there are arguments that aren't religious-based as to why gay marriage is bad. First off, I can't think of a single damn one, other than the fact that you just don't like gay people. And also, the argument you were making before was from a religious standpoint. You're just changing your mind!
You're just a religious bigot. You're a bigot, right? And your religion is a cover for your bigotry. I'm highly annoyed by the...
Oh no, Shapiro's annoyed.
Non-religious
hear his
arguments
voice more.
into religious arguments. This is what the left loves to do. They like to say, you're pro-life, the reason you're pro-life is because of your crazy religion. And so maybe we can respect your crazy religion along those... That is not the argument for marriage. The argument for marriage has literally nothing to do with religion. You could be a visitor from Mars, and you can see that all of human procreation relies on man, woman, child. This is not particularly difficult stuff.
Whoa, okay, whoa, hey, wait a minute, wait. Marriage does not mean that you have to procreate. That's not what that means. If that was true, old people wouldn't be allowed to marry, people that are celibate wouldn't be, or not, unable to have children, wouldn't be able to marry, infertile, that's the word I was looking for. If anyone has ever had their tubes tied or have a vasectomy, that would be, like, illegal. What the hell is this argument? Do you know that not every person that gets married has kids? Just because you do doesn't mean that everyone does, Ben.
What you're really doing is you're setting the ground game at same-sex marriage and traditional marriage are completely the same thing. And
well, how are they not? Explain to me how they're not. Other than the fact that they cannot procreate biologically, they are the exact same. Person loves each other, another person loves each other, they go to a place, write it on a piece of paper, and they get tax exemptions. It's the same. What is different about that, Ben? It's almost like he's just uncomfortable with the fact that gay people exist and are just like him. So he has to make them sound different and evil in order for him to feel comfortable in his own body.
Listen to the argument between a conservative and a liberal, and what you're going to find is that religion almost always comes into play. Someone's going to mention the Bible.
Yeah, the Republican. The Republican is going to mention the Bible. And if they don't mention the Bible, then there is no argument as to why gay people shouldn't be allowed to marry, because the entire point is supposed to be that God said it's between a man and a woman, which is what this title of the video is. Marriage is between a man and a woman. Who decided that? Why? It's based off of the Bible, which isn't even really true, because the Bible has people that marry that's not just a man and a woman. Most of the time in the Bible, it's a man and like 30 women. Should that be the standard? What? Who decides this? Who gets to decide this? Why have they have the power to decide this? The real power should just be, whatever, do whatever you want to do. It doesn't hurt anyone else. It's not infringing on anyone else's beliefs because, hey, just because they get married doesn't mean that you have to be okay with that. It just means that they have the right. Yet their entire argument has been religious-based, and they're saying it's not about religion, but haven't said why. They haven't said what it's about other than just they can't procreate. Which has not been a standard for marriage ever, I don't think.
It's not just Christian societies, it's not just Jewish people that have said that marriage is a fundamentally procreative union between man and woman. You look at every society in human history, and they have come down to that conclusion. I mean, there isn't any society in history that had anything like same-sex marriage as we.
Rome?
That kind of relationship is just different in kind from any other sort of relationship. It has a capacity that none of these other relationships have.
Because you have the potential to, like, birth another human means that it's totally different and not at all similar to anything that we actually have. This argument makes no sense. Just because you had the capacity to have a child doesn't mean that that relationship is just better than someone else's just because. That argument is so dumb. You have the potential to get salmonella from a raw or not fully cooked chicken. So, that should be a new law because you had the potential to get salmonella. You're not allowed to eat chicken anymore because it's a public safety hazard. There you go, chicken, banned. Same argument as this. Does that make sense? Do you want chicken again? Want to go to your precious Chick-fil-A? Where they also hate gay people? Alright, that's gonna do it for today. I'm tired. My throat hurts. I'm gonna take a nap. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know I haven't made one of these in a long time, but I missed them. They're fun to make. They're just two dumb people talking about a dumb thing, not really knowing what they're talking about, just kind of guessing what history is without bothering to look it up. 85,000 views. I would love it if this video got more than that. It won't, but that'd be funny. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. I'm gonna go take a nap now. Bye!